This is a really easy and cheap tutorial, so you're going to start with just a square of flannel fabric. The size is going to depend on the dog. This is an 18-inch square, and you're going to cut it in half at a diagonal. Flannel will fray, which I do want it to, but I don't want it to completely fall apart. So I'm going to stitch a line along the edge of the whole entire triangle. This is just going to help the fraying to stop at where your stitch line is. Then I'm going to cut a piece of a linen look fabric. You can kind of use whatever you want here. I did also want this to fray. And this is going to be where her name goes. So I'm just going to cut it to a size that I think will look good and that'll fit her name best. Then I'm going to fray it a little bit here so that I don't have to fray it once it's on the fabric. And then I'm going to just stitch it into place. I put it at the bottom of the bandana, diagonal, like in one of the edges. Then I'm just going to help the fray along this bandana. I'm just going to pull some edges on both sides. I didn't do the top where it's going to tie around her neck, but just the two bottom edges. So now I'm just going to measure the little piece of fabric where her name's going to go, just so I can make sure on my Cricut to cut the correct size for her name. I am using the Cricut machine and I am going to do an iron-on vinyl. You can stitch the name on, which would have been a cute idea if I thought about it before. I know my YouTube is mostly stitching, I should have thought of that, but I don't know, I kind of like this look as well. But there's other ways if you don't have a Cricut, you can still make these bandanas. I can go into more Cricut tutorials if you want. You can let me know in the comments. I don't know too much about these machines. I can do the basic stuff, but I know that they can do a lot more than I've tried out so far. But I can go over some basic stuff. For the iron-on vinyl, you want to make sure the shiny side, there's a side that's a little bit more shiny, that side is going to be down. You want to make sure the mirror image is on your computer. With iron-on vinyl, you just have to heat up the surface first and then place the sticker where you want it. Then I like to use a piece of parchment paper in between the iron and the fabric just to protect it a little more. And then you iron the back of it. The time depends on the type of vinyl and fabric that you use. I wait for it to cool off a little bit, and then I just peel the plastic protector off. And then I didn't show it in the video, but I did fold down the top of the bandana twice and then ironed it. You can stitch it too if you want. I didn't stitch it, I just ironed it, so it just looked better around her neck. You can see in this next clip where I ironed it down, and that is it. It's so easy and cheap to make these cute bandanas.